Ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday. We are here. We told you the pod wouldn't stop, but we are taking precautionary measures.
Yeah. It's an interesting setting we have here.
My eyes are getting bad, so I can barely even make out Anand's face. He's so far from me. We are outdoors at Dee's house. We're 6 feet away.
Yeah.
I did notice in this new LA shutdown that podcasting is an essential business.
Yes. Media, news related.
So I just want to tell everyone we're within the bounds of the law. Mm-hmm. Doing everything legally and ethically.
Yes.
Let's talk about what's going on in the world.
Well,
you have a story for us?
Yeah.
What do you got?
So Friday afternoon, I came home, and I was not feeling well.
Uh-oh.
I was extremely tired.
Yep. Sign number one.
Shortness of breath.
Oh, check that off the list.
And I literally was just zonked out. Like I was stressed out from working, just everything.
Yep.
So Friday, we have dinner. We get to watch a little TV. Friday night, I'm still kind of wonky, but I'm just like, whatever. I'll go to sleep. I'll be fine.
Were you panicking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Friday night you were panicking?
Now.
Friday night I was.
What did you say?
I said, was he panicking Friday night? Because we got some panic texts on
Saturday morning I wake up. I actually don't feel tired anymore. Like my body feels good.
Yeah.
But I have like real shortness of breath.
Yeah.
And so that's when the panic just kicked in. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I put in our group chat, I'm like, I'm either having a panic attack, heart attack, or I have corona.
Yeah. I feel like that every morning.
Yeah. Okay.
Every morning I'm like, my airway's constricting.
So, and I have asthma. So like shortness of breath is usually solved by my inhaler.
And that wasn't helping.
So Saturday morning, took the inhaler, did not work.
Jeez.
So then now I'm freaking out. So I just said, I need like a moment to relax. So I go upstairs, watch TV.
What are you watching?
Narcos Mexico.
Okay.
Nice.
So you have to focus because of subtitles.
Yeah.
That's a little intense.
Take your mind off it.
I put my phone away.
Yeah.
And I watched TV, and then I felt a little better. Then Haley was like, my dad's going to bring you some Xanax. You need to relax.
Yeah.
Because all the symptoms of corona are cough, fever, and then shortness of breath.
Yeah.
And so they're like, you don't have that. You're probably just panicking.
Yep.
So I took a little bit of Xanax, and I zonked. We are hearing helicopters.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay,
that
we're
is
just gonna keep it
This
real.
is
We're
proof
not,
that we're actually socially
That's
distancing outside.
This is not a sound effect.
That's
this
the
is actually
LAPD
happening.
flying over, maybe making sure people aren't doing exactly this. Okay, so keep going.
So now we're take a deep nap because I don't think I've taken any amount of Xanax in 15 years.
Oh yeah. So you're out for
3 hours. 3 hours.
Yeah.
I take a huge nap, wake up, feel a lot better. Eat, go to sleep, eat, watch TV again, drink, and go to sleep. I wake up in the morning. My body at this point, this is today, feel amazing.
Yeah.
I'm well rested, but I still have a little bit of discomfort. And then I realized this is like nearly 10 years ago where I was super stressed out and I thought I had an ulcer.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
It ended up being just really bad acid reflux.
Yeah.
And I get that when I'm super stressed.
Yeah.
And then I add all the acidity foods. So Saturday, I drank my normal coffee. I had an orange, highly acidic. I had tomato soup and grilled cheese, highly acidic.
Yep.
And then I had tequila, highly acidic.
Yep.
So then today...
So that's bad, right?
All bad.
Okay.
All those things are bad.
But I think the acidity kills viruses, I read.
Yes, it does. So you pick and choose your
the
battle.
good, the bad.
Yeah.
So finally, by this morning, we realized it's probably that. So I skipped coffee, had tea, no drinking today, eating extremely clean.
Yeah, we were promised cocktails. Seems,
I know. I pulled.
Ever since D got corona.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So now and then I took a Tums and I feel great.
Yeah. You know what's funny is, so I think that you're right, and every morning, like I realized in this time that I have minor allergies.
Yeah.
Because I wake up every morning a little stuffy, a little congested, a little whatever. So every morning I think I have corona.
Yeah.
But I realized I've just had this the whole time. I just never was like focusing on it.
Yeah.
But I also think there's a chance that we've had corona.
Yeah.
There's a very high chance. So I actually take the opposite view when I wake up with sniffles or it's like, oh, if this is all I'm going to be affected by corona. I can handle this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, okay, cool. I can handle little sniffles.
Yeah. Well, that's
My fear is what it's turning into.
Right. Yeah.
My fear is like, oh, this is sign number 1. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like tomorrow morning, I'm dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think what gave me relief, I had like a few of the so-called symptoms, and then 48 hours later, it's clearly heartburn because I'm burping like crazy, and that's the biggest sign of acid reflux.
Well, yeah, let me just say shout out to everyone, because that's one thing that is not getting talked about, and I know why. It's not that serious, but all of the people that have to be going through that exact thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like most people, even people who don't suffer with anxiety, are probably waking up every morning thinking, or have at least had a scare.
Yeah, and like...
And it's allergy season, like you said.
Yeah.
Right? This is springtime. This is like when everyone has sniffles, everyone has a little scratchy throat.
Yeah.
You know what I want to know is, because of all the extreme measures everyone's taking, washing hands, social distancing, are flu numbers down? Do we know that?
Right?
It has to
They have to be.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of other ailments should be significantly lower. We should be seeing less car accidents.
Oh, that's for
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
This is probably the healthiest we've ever been.
So I
Less
started...
violence. Who's even beating each other up? Who's taking that risk?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think...
Yeah, like, have gangs called a truce? Like, are
If ISIS did, I'm sure the Bloods did.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stay inside for
so
a
you
little
could
bit.
go in like the dangerous parts of LA.
If they're
and be
respecting
fine?
the lockdown, yeah, you can.
Okay.
I'm sure they
You
are.
could walk right through enemy territory and be like, wow, this is what it's like over here. Not so bad.
So that's my story.
Okay. And then what about, did you guys see this? I wanted to talk about it before we talked about news, this big DJ D Nice.
Yeah.
So I feel really stupid. I don't even know who that is. But he did like a live on Instagram, and all these celebrities joined, and it was like the talk of the world.
Yeah, so he's an old school rapper. He's like nearly 50 years old.
Oh, got it.
And he's in the 90s was a rapper, then became a DJ, and then, you know, I think he's just really well known from the old school community.
He's not like, I thought he was like Ellen's DJ or something.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
So
But he's apparently similar to you. I've heard the name, but I didn't know he had this much history.
And why
Because
do you
now
have
we're getting
Michelle
like
Obama?
lectures on Twitter. You don't know D Nice? He's from the 80s. And
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
like,
don't. You old fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for being young. Why don't you go look out for Corona and worry about yourself?
Yeah. So he puts out a flyer. Like, I think a lot of DJs and everyone's just trying to keep people entertained. So he puts out a thing that he's going to start DJing at 2 p.m. on his Instagram. I think I tuned in like 4 or 5 p.m. because I saw people talking about it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 25,000 people.
I think it started.
That's
the first,
a lot for live.
Yeah.
Well, and it probably had 50 people to start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at most lives. So
I'll actually give credit to Ray Hughes, listener of the pod. He was tracking it early. He was like,
He put you onto it?
Yeah, I saw him tweet, D Nice, 1,000 people. This is amazing. Then I saw it said 18,000. I was like, okay, now I need to tune in.
And so I at 5, I go listen. He's like 25, 26,000. And then I periodically start checking, and it was like, 45,000, then 50,000, then 80,000. I think it reached 100. And like, this was 9 o'clock. So he's been DJing for 7 hours. He's having De Leon tequila. He's sucking it down.
And he's actually DJing and like, oh, here's another song. Is he like saying stuff?
Yeah, he's talking to
Yeah,
the
he's
crowd.
talking. He's calling out all the celebs. So here's a list of the celebs that tuned in, made a comment, and like engaged. Rihanna, Lenny Kravitz, Bernie Sanders, Dwayne Wade, Elizabeth Warren, Janet Jackson, Michelle Obama, Ellen DeGeneres, Mark Zuckerberg.
And Joe Biden. And Diddy.
Zuckerberg?
Yeah, he got the goat.
What the fuck?
Everyone. Because it's probably the only time anyone actually successfully used Instagram Live.
David Dobrik said he went live and he got 130,000
Wow.
viewers.
That's
I mean, did you see the best live of all time was Drake and his dad?
Yeah, I missed it.
He
Oh my gosh. I
cleared
just
his
happened to be
name.
on Instagram and it popped up and I clicked it and it was Drake and his dad just literally like, it was like watching them just FaceTime each other. Like they were just talking about whatever. Remember that song you did and blah, blah, blah. Remember I sampled you that one time? He's like, oh, I got tested for Corona. I don't have it. They took a shot together. It was insane.
That's amazing.
His dad
He
acted-
said he tested and didn't.
Drake did. Drake
Wow.
was like, oh, I had to get one of those tests, but I came back negative.
That's amazing.
So that one was incredible. I just think even Sway Lee did a like live concert from the studio. It's just a really good time for people to get creative and
And just follower count, he went D Nice. I think he was 1 to 200,000. He's over 900,000 followers now.
Yeah.
Overnight.
Yeah, I was literally hitting refresh. I saw 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000.
Gosh, good for him.
So, I mean, it's almost like this is his DJ Khaled moment where when things settle down, he's going to have like a run where he gets whatever rate he wants.
I think he should just be an IG live DJ and just get sponsors.
Yeah. Some people are really going to come up through this time.
Yeah.
933,000.
99% of the population will be wiped out, but,
but DJ D Nice will be fine. Better than ever.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. That's what's going on in that stuff. You want to talk about some news?
Yeah.
Guess what the big news is today?
Can't guess.
You know, I know that you might think it's Kylie Jenner.
March Madness?
It could be March Madness. It's actually not. Big surprise. It's coronavirus.
Yes.
So there's a virus going around that people are kind of freaked out about.
Jeez.
You guys want to talk about it?
Sure.
Okay, so the most recent update, LA had a more strict lockdown, but didn't really seem to change much. I think people are a little less out and about.
Well, I mean, I would say it's pretty significant.
But I mean, like from before, it felt like most businesses were already closing anyway.
Yeah.
Because just foot traffic wasn't there. I mean, whatever, but it is dead. It's completely dead in the city.
Yeah.
City's clearer than ever.
With the exception of Runyon Canyon, which caused an uproar because people were out and about yesterday.
I went to Hollywood Reservoir. It was slammed.
The beaches are packed.
Yep.
Because the weather's nice. So I mean,
if I was DJ D Nice, I'd go to Runyon and DJ Runyon
at the top.
Yeah. That'd be the next show.
I mean, he's got a lot to live up to now.
I agree.
You were at the beach and you said it was packed? Because I heard the Strand at Manhattan Beach was busy.
No, we went last week.
Huntington Beach, the Strand was busy.
We didn't go to the beach this week.
Yeah, outdoor do-it-yourself workouts are hotter than ever.
Oh, yeah.
So,
get used to it.
Just one other thing to note on the drive up here, people are taking the social distancing so seriously that they'd rather run on oncoming traffic to avoid a person on the sidewalk. So you rather get hit by a car than...
This is the media.
It's wild. I stopped at CVS on my way home from my little run, and like people were everyone was wearing masks, and people were officially treating everyone like they were a zombie. Like they would not even, at one point I was coming up an aisle and a woman came to come down it and she just like stopped and panicked and like backed out and like didn't know what to do.
I had to pick up a prescription today and they have put markings at Rite Aid of like how far you have to be from each person.
In line.
I mean, and then this old lady is in front of me and she's like, maybe, what are you picking up? And then she says, whatever. And I hear, she's like, I don't know, maybe I have corona.
Jesus.
That's the worst thing you can say out loud right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, well listen, so this is already terrible. Terrible for businesses, terrible for just general morale and anxiety. But apparently, it could last 10 to 12 weeks. I honestly think that's at a minimum.
So I'm going to say, so this is Steve, this Secretary Munition, who came out today in the Fox News show and said that he thinks it's a 10 to 12 week lockdown.
Yep.
They just reported, one of the Fed chairman of St. Louis, that he expects unemployment to hit 30%. And the GDP in the second quarter to go down 50%. So that is catastrophic.
Catastrophic.
So that's lights out.
30% is Great Depression levels.
Yeah. And so
it's like double the financial crisis.
So now we have to do some math. Is it worth, I looked it up. So 7,500 to 8,000 people die every day. Just in America.
Mm-hmm.
What is the net increase of deaths since Corona? Like I need to know that number, right? Because I think that will allow us to make a decision. We are aggressively treating this, which is great. But at this point, this shutdown is going to kill more people than coronavirus.
Yep.
If we have 30% employment, do you know what you have? You have an increase in depression, suicide rate, alcohol abuse, obesity, crime.
I think suicide alone would outnumber Corona if numbers get there.
Like there was 15,000 gun deaths last year. and we allow guns. Obesity kills
Oh,
heart
yeah.
disease kills 1 in 5.
I mean, cigarettes.
Cigarettes,
all of it.
drinking. So it's like all of a sudden we care about the health of our people.
Yeah.
Since when? Like since Tuesday?
Yeah, it's
Tuesday we
yeah, it's
started
like
caring
the
people.
It's psychologically, when it's a virus and it's spreading, it's a pandemic, it's easier like psychologically to freak out. Like you can't cause a stir about cigarettes causing heart disease and lung cancer. It's hard to like stir that up and everyone be like, oh my God, you're right. Because it's just so like ingrained. A virus feels like a movie.
Yeah, but in 3 months when like if on this current path of just shutting everything down and people are out of work, standing in line for bread, the virus is going to spread way worse.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I just think it's a psychological thing. Like we are programmed to love a good pandemic. I mean, there's hit movies about it. We love the idea of the human race being wiped out. Like people don't think practically or logically about all these things that are actually killing people. They think like in terms of a movie script.
Yeah, it's like the same person that 10 days ago was in their Barry's boot camp class, sweating all over the place, is now this huge corona advocate, posting that damn photo of all the doctors. We work, so you stay home.
Exactly.
Like,
I
get the
saw
fuck
you in
outta
Orange
here.
Theory
Yeah.
6 days ago.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's like it's so. There's a podcast I listen to called All In by 3 Silicon Valley guys. And typically Silicon Valley guys just like to pat themselves on like how great of investors they are, but this is not what they did.
Yeah.
They actually gave incredible information on the coronavirus and talked about it, soup to nuts, what happened. And they start like really grave about like, this is where we messed up. We didn't do anything on time and now we're here. We have to do this for a little bit. And then great podcast, highly recommend everyone listen to it. A lot of great information. But at the end, they said, when will we be able to go to restaurants again? And these are guys just purely based on data. They're not like, they're not fear mongers, you know, and they're all rich, so they don't care if the restaurants are shut down. So this is just what they think on data. And David Friedberg says, I think by April 7th on the West Coast, we'll be at restaurants again. And his reasoning was,
that's fast.
And Chamath said 6 weeks from last week. So that's not too much further than that either.
Because those two are like, we're just too rich to be sitting at home all day. We need to go do something.
They were like, we have our weekly poker game we're missing. It was so funny. But his data, the reason why he said this was twofold. If you look at ER and ICU wait times, so cases is actually a lagging indicator.
Yes.
Right?
I hate that number is even being
because
talked
on
about.
CNN they do it like a stock ticker.
It's
like,
so ridiculous.
They're doing it like election day.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, so that's a lagging indicator. So he's like, the cases were already here. Those cases were a month ago. We're just tracking them now. But he said, if you look at ER and ICU wait times in Washington, which is the first state that actually started tracking it, they've actually started to level off. So the most serious part of that curve has actually flattened off in if you look at ER and ICU wait times. And he says that's going to happen in California. We're probably like a week or two behind them. He said New York's fucked. Like, eliminate that.
Why? It just went too far overboard?
Just the density and everything. It's just their hospitals can't even handle, like, I think daily life now with this. It's just, he's like, don't even worry about New York, but he's on the West Coast. And he also said the second part of it is what Dee's alluding to. Mid-April is to the point where if you're going to reopen restaurants, you have to do it by then, or this whole evolution of restaurants is gone. Right? Everything's to zero. So at what point as a society are we going to be like, we're going to give up on every business, every small business, or are we going to just do these extreme measures to try to solve the virus? And what's the balance?
I mean, I talked to a friend over the weekend that had a really good point, which is that China can do what they did, not only because they have the power that they have, but also because people just respect the government there a different way. Americans just don't. And so Americans will not sit back and just watch their life go to zero. They will just go back out. And they'll just say, fuck it, I'll take the risk and let's protect old people, but fuck it, I'm not staying home and just waiting while my whole life falls apart.
I'm not giving up my livelihood, because that's what we're pretty much asking in about 2 weeks.
It's been a week.
We can't take it.
Fucking week, and we are talking about.
Well, we get no government assistance. Like, we all are part of small businesses. No one's helping us,
No.
right?
And even when you the little things you can do is, oh, you can push off credit card payments. Obviously, we're gonna bully our landlord, things like that. But like, there's not. They keep saying there's going to be assistance for small business. There's not going to be.
No.
There just never
too
is.
hard. It's too much money.
2008, they didn't give $1 to small
No,
businesses.
we're-
You want to know my worry, and this is gonna make me sound fucked up, but fuck it, it's the truth. They're gonna look out, and they already are starting. They're gonna look out for employees first,
Yeah.
and that's gonna make it even harder on small business
Yeah.
owners. You know, they're already doing paid sick leave and these different things, where technically there's staff that could take weeks off in this time. We still have to pay them legally.
Yeah.
You know, like because there's more employees than there are small business owners.
Yeah.
That's who they're gonna look out first.
And yeah, I agree. And I think I got into an argument with, I think, a Kathy on Twitter, because he was saying you care more about money than you care about health. And I said, that's not the case at all. I'm being practical.
Yeah.
Like, we're not attacking all these other health issues in equal kind of effort. We don't attack the gun problem. We don't attack smoking, drinking. But all of a sudden, this virus that probably millions of people have already gotten and are living.
Yep.
I'm sorry. It's just like this is evolution. Like, life goes on. People die, unfortunately. And that's a very, very harsh thing. And if you are scared and you do feel like you are susceptible to get the virus and will have a bad impact on you, then yes, you should quarantine yourself and wait till they have a vaccine.
Yep.
But we can't shut down society for, in the grand scheme of 8 billion people on Earth, like.
Well, and what I hate is the thought that, like the fairy tale thought that we should all just care about everyone and everyone should be healthy and happy and have the right to stay home and play video games.
Yeah.
Who's going to pay for anything?
Yeah.
When you lose your job and you can literally no longer get food,
Yeah.
you're not going to die that way. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So to think that those two aren't connected is insane.
Yeah, and I had a really interesting conversation with a friend of mine that was telling me, he's like, we're keeping everyone to shelter in place or whatever it's called right now, and just think of all the problems if we have to do this for 3 months it's going to cause.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to cause so much damage to our young people, right? We're older. We'll somehow mentally get through it. Younger people were already on the phone too much, watching TV too much, now they're not going to get to go outside. Now they're not going to interact with people. They're not going to get educated. I mean, we're going to derail the youth because of this virus. That's just, we're literally flushing down everything great about this country because of a virus.
And the other thing is, so obviously that one drug or chemical, chloroquine or whatever, that everyone thinks potentially has some positive effects on
50
it.
Cent went and bought it.
Oh, he did?
He found a bottle.
A bunch of Nigerians got poisoned by it because there was a mad rush for
Right,
it.
yeah, they just started taking it for no reason. But the point of that is we have so much red tape on whether that should be treated, but we'll gladly shut down the U.S. economy overnight rather than actually, hey, let's remove some of the red tape and fast track this. And yeah, if it's potentially positive, let's not wait 18 months.
Yep.
Like let's stop the red tape in bringing treatment and think we should have red tape on potential drugs that can work, but shutting down the U.S. economy and everyone going bankrupt, we can do that overnight.
Yeah. It doesn't. We're not thinking rational. And I'm down, like, if in 2 weeks of quarantine, we see, like, massive impact on the flattening of the curve, then so be it. Then that's what we'll do. But if we don't see that impact, then I don't know what else to do at that point. If all this doesn't have an impact, then we should say, fuck it. If it did, then we should slowly re-enter.
Well, because here's what I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just think that in order for this to have an impact, you have to be as severe as China. I don't think that is humanly possible in the U.S. So I think our impact that we're going to see is going to be very lackluster. And I think any measurement of any impact is completely false. Because every number is just not true. So I'm still so worried that in 2 weeks, testing is going to be even more easier. And then testing is going to become increasingly easier in the US. That's the first step. And it's going to look like this virus is just spreading wildly.
Yeah.
When it's already happening. Those numbers are already here.
Yeah.
but that perception is going to continue to cause everything to keep shutting down and whatever. I just think you have to do either what China did or go for it.
Yeah,
and
because
fight
we're
through it.
half-stepping is
Yeah.
what we're doing.
You
We're
can't do
half-stepping
that.
on everything.
Yeah.
The quarantine's a half-step because airports, and we're piling on each other at supermarkets and Rite Aid, and we're still letting people all around the world come here.
I mean, the fact that LAX is still accepting people from all around the world,
Not testing anyone's temperature.
not quarantining, not anything. And then in order to create social distancing inside of grocery stores, everyone is crammed together in a line out front.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
It
Yeah.
does, yeah. The efforts are just pointless. And now you're seeing a lot of people. I read a bunch of opinion articles, Washington Post, New York Times. There was even a Medium post that kind of called this whole thing outraged, and Medium deleted it. And he had to go get someone else to publish it,
Wow.
or he or she, I don't know who wrote it. And it got published on Zero Hedge because
He doesn't give a fuck.
he was like, I don't care. Like
he got kicked off Twitter.
Yeah, so he went
That's
and
great.
posted it there.
What are you
and-
doing deleting this shit? Is this China?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, and the whole article was saying that like, all your guys are seeing are a lot of scary charts and red bubbles, and like, let's just why can't anyone just like look at numbers rationally and make decisions? And they're honestly, and then if you watch cable news should be quarantined for 3 months. They should CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC should be shut off the airways only to give essential information, not opinions.
I agree.
Because they are scaring. Dude, if you watch breaking news, government's going to shut down for 14 years.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Because it gives numbers. Like
Yeah.
nobody. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
the fact that we're tracking cases and deaths on CNN
Yes.
Live, like, what the fuck?
It's so absurd. And the fact that people just don't realize that their motivation is ratings. That's it.
Yeah.
Their motivation is not informing the public or public health or safety. It's just not. You can only go by one metric. Their metric is ratings. And every one of these networks are competing for who's going to grab eyeballs to keep people updated during this thing.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to out-scary each other. And they're probably added the live death counter, and they're like, yo, Bob, ratings have been through the roof ever since that live death counter.
Because people are too lazy to do the math. Like, now we're testing whatever the number is, 30, 40,000 a day. It's something in that ballpark. Had we tested 30 to 40,000 a month ago, what would the numbers have been a month ago?
Yep.
No one wants to do that math. They just want to say like, oh shit, we're at 20,000 cases, 30,000. There's probably people cheering it on. Let's get to 30. Let's get to
exactly.
40.
They are in that office. There's another. There was another news story that a guy who was like 40 or something died, and he had just been at Disneyland. And it's like, so the story is so scary, right? Like
34.
34. So the guy was 34 years old. Holy shit. He was at Disneyland, so he was walking around healthy. Holy shit. Disneyland must be so scary. The truth is, the guy apparently had just gotten through testicular cancer, had bronchitis, had asthma, had all these problems. And look, it's still tragic and sad. I'm not saying that. But to spin it as if a healthy 34-year-old back from a fun trip to the happiest place on earth died is just a lie.
Because we have our friend Kathy Trey. He was at Disney World. He's alive. He's fine.
Yeah, he took his whole family.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, talking about that, they did
let's make predictions, because the media is telling us 2020 doesn't exist anymore, right?
Write it
as
off.
far as the media, like we're never eating out, we're never going to see each other as friends or parents, like everyone. 2020.
Nobody has jobs.
In 2 weeks, are people just gonna say fuck it? We're not listening to these anymore.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think in 2 weeks. I mean, I saw the weather for next weekend.
Is it nice?
Okay, it's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, I'm saying fuck it.
So it's 68 in LA on Saturday, 75 on Sunday.
Ugh.
That means 68 really means it's going to be low 70s. And it's going to rain this week in LA. Next weekend, COVID-19 is over.
Yeah, because think
It's
about
over.
it. Like
COVID-19.
if you think about 98% of the population, largely been quarantined for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How are you going to tell them to stay home?
You're not. American cult, we just won't do it. We're not going to sit in our houses and watch our lives fall apart.
And by the way, if you have kids, someone's got to go.
Yeah.
They're going to kill you.
Freaking Hunger Games. Yeah.
So Dom comes up missing. Well, no.
The only positive is everyone I've talked to is kids aren't that susceptible to any of the negative stuff. They're just carriers.
Yeah.
So it's like lethal killers walking around, but they're not going to have.
I'm just gonna have Dom. Hey, can you go to Rite Aid for me?
Yeah. My friend said his kid was coughing, and he's like, "Are you carrying? Like, are you just a little carrier running around the house?" Yeah, I don't know, man. And I also think that becomes a kind of a scary point when like people take things into their own hands, and then you get this feeling of fuck the government from everyone. That is kind of scary. I mean, the snowball effect of fuck the government, we're gonna do whatever we want is doesn't always end up extremely well.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but I don't think people are gonna sit back for 12 weeks in their house and watch the shit get kicked out of them.
Yeah, watch their bank accounts disintegrate, watch their businesses fall apart.
Some will. Don't get me wrong. Some will.
Is that Orange Theory Sarah? She's still going to be posting stay at home?
No, Sarah's already at Runyon. And when she sees that 75 temperature on the weather, she's out here. She's out here. She is not, She's class passing, whatever's up for offer. Okay, what about...
I think we should really talk about the places...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Who's getting hit the hardest?
So the industries that... The immediate industries that researchers think will get hit the hardest are mining, transportation, employment services, travel arrangements, leisure, and hospitality. That's
mining?
Mining, yeah.
Every other one made sense to me except for mining. Like miners?
Yeah.
Okay. So
North
we're worried
Dakota,
about transportation, which is everyone, hospitality, hotels.
Well, it's also because
be careful if you're a miner also.
Well, because it's also like those goods are not going to be used in a recession, right? Like whatever you copper, there's no demand for construction. There's no demand for anything.
Yeah.
So those people, that's like an immediate shutdown. That, it looks like it equates to almost 24 million jobs. Then you start thinking about the oil industry.
Yep.
And tourism. And so they start breaking down the cities that they expect to get hit the hardest. And what's interesting, we were just talking about this city, it's one of the wealthiest cities in America, Midland, Texas, which is oil.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very wealthy zip code.
A lot of guns there, man. It's scary.
So Midland's battling two things. They're battling Corona, the Saudis, and the Russians.
Yeah.
That's a fucking axis of evil.
Yeah.
And a bunch of pissed off Americans with AR-15.
Yeah. Lahaina in Hawaii, Atlantic City, Las Vegas, Odessa, Texas, Laredo, Texas, Ocean City, New Jersey, Myrtle Beach, Flagstaff, Arizona, Orlando. These areas are going to get slammed.
I mean, Vegas is going to get murdered.
Vegas, the lights are off.
Yeah, the casinos are actually closed.
I mean, who's going to Vegas? Here, I want to add to my prediction real quick. I think that not only will we get back to work in a couple weeks, but I think that fundamentally, like forever, this has altered life.
Yeah.
Like I think traveling for a long time will be down. I think that digital things, like I think a lot of people will permanently like work from home.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I talked to our friend, Dr. Jeff, who is seeing 20 patients a day on Skype.
Telemedicine, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that'll become, I think people are just recognizing, like, number one, there'll be this fear that's in the air forever. Mm-hmm. But I think that people are also noticing, like, there's this more efficient way to do things.
Yeah.
I think it fundamentally alters, like, I think there are business opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
That are starting now that people could really take advantage of. And I think that there are businesses that will be completely wiped out and never come back.
Yeah, and I think I was talking to someone we all know really well, president of a big company, and he's like, can you believe the last 5 years we were all under the impression experiential marketing was like the way of the future?
Yeah.
And he's like, it's done. It's over.
Yeah.
Like, what experience do people like?
Yeah. But think about those people that spent the last 5 years of strategy and budget building that.
Yes.
Only for this to come.
Yeah.
It is mind-blowing.
And I think, like, I start thinking about all the different changes of habits we're going to have. Like, what does schooling look like? Because that, to me, is the biggest gathering of people.
Yep.
Elementary through college. How many kids are just on top of each other for 18 plus years?
Yeah.
That's going to have an impact. How are we going to travel? I just don't even understand how people get comfortable getting back on a plane and everybody is coughing and sneezing on a plane.
Yep.
Like literally everyone's coughing and sneezing.
So my paranoia, and once all this settles down, is not contracting a virus, traveling abroad. It's more like, what happens the next time something breaks out and you're just trapped. Like you can't come back in the U.S. You can't leave.
That's why people
Like,
won't go.
That's what my fear is. Like my fear, even like if you talk about February where things were heating up and like you could travel, but you're like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like being quarantined sounds like the scariest thing of all time. And I think the next time around something like this spreads, because this isn't going to be the last virus that goes global.
Yeah.
I think the measures are going to be so severe.
And I would say
or there's nothing. They're just like, whatever. People die. You go on with your life.
I don't think people operate, as we're seeing right now, people don't operate very well under the people die thing.
Yeah.
Like if there's a thing out there hunting people down, we tend to over panic. And I also think the other thing is more immediately, I don't think this virus comes and is wiped out in a month. Like I read an article the other day that China is sort of preparing, even though they're reporting no new cases, which is a lie.
Yeah.
They're preparing for the second round.
Yeah, the second wave is the big thing.
When that happens, people are like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm never traveling again.
Yeah.
I'm never sending my kid to school again. Because it feels like this is going to last forever. And now being in large groups and going outside and blah, blah, blah is just dangerous.
But isn't like, if you think about it like this, the flu killed all those people back in the day, 50 million people when the true influenza
Spanish
pandemic.
flu, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. And people get the flu every single year, and our bodies do develop antibodies, and our immune system does get stronger.
For sure.
So my point being is like today, I'm sure a lot of people don't get flu vaccination shots. They get the flu, they're sick for 3-4 days, and they go on with their life. This is going to happen too. Our human body is an amazing thing. Like, I'm not a doctor. I don't understand these things, but I'm pretty sure at some point you do develop some defense mechanism internally.
That just takes a year is what I'm like. What I'm saying is I'm more dealing with like people's psychological, not like the facts, meaning if this thing lingers, people are going to be like lose their shit.
Yeah.
And like it'll alter behavior so terribly for a very long time. I do think in a year's time, here's what happens. It runs its course. Most people are immune to it. It becomes kind of like the flu. Occasionally, people get it and get really sick. And then in a year, there's a vaccine for it. And it is literally just part of it's just the flu.
Yeah.
But that takes a year. And I think like all of this media and fear and the marketing around how terrible this is lasts so long. It lasts until till a year from now.
And when we talk about all the measures we're taking, from what I've read, the testing isn't even. So if we've taken the stance, you're not getting tested unless you're about to die, right? They say stay home quarantine,
or you're famous,
or you're famous and rich.
Yeah.
Second is the swab test, which is what everyone's been using for anyone that's been tested. Only will test if the virus is actively live on you.
Yep.
However, if you really want to know who the carriers are, you have to test antibodies, where the virus could be dead and you're still a carrier.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck.
How are we going to do that?
It's over. You just can't. You can't and you won't. It'll just run its course, and then there'll be a vaccine, and then it'll be the flu.
Yeah, and I think now that we're on the verge of just like, what are the world falling apart, that it's going to be one of those situations like, where does the government have $5 trillion? They're just going to go, is it just,
so
where's that machine? Because I'd love to tap 50 million.
The U.S. can do that.
Okay,
U.S. and China can do that.
So, okay, my point is when it comes to the vaccination, all the red tape is going to be crossed off, right? Oh, we're not going to have 6 months or years of testing. No, you have 3 weeks, figure it out. There are supposedly people already being injected with some sort of form of the vaccination. They're going to throw those people in it. The best way to know if you get corona is go to Costco, is my guess. Because there's, I mean, that's probably
Take
where
the vaccine and go to Costco. That's the clinical trial.
I mean, where else are there more people than at Costco?
Yeah.
We can't do anything else, but you can go to Costco with 20,000 people.
So the problem is that some of the vaccines, one of the ways that vaccines work is it actually makes it worse if you get it.
Yeah.
It's a very common side effect of vaccines.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing in the trials, is making sure that people don't have that reaction. And apparently that takes a year. I don't know. Everyone's saying that there's no way to speed it up, but I agree with you.
I don't buy that.
I agree.
I think if you told pharmaceutical companies, if you guys can make $1 trillion if you figure this out in 90 days, all of a sudden everyone's going to move their ass. That is why countries like America are very, very special. Is When it's motivated by money, we
get it
move our
done.
ass.
Yeah,
We
get that
move our
shit done.
ass. And like, it's the same thing. It's like, all of a sudden, like, let me tell you, there's no mask out there unless you have money. There's a lot of masks out there.
Yeah, there's no test unless you have money.
Yeah.
It's
And,
really easy then.
And just to add to, I don't want to steal this point because it was a really good point by Chamath on the podcast. He was like, Europe's done, Japan's toast. There's 2 countries that matter in the world, China and the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
We have the luxury, if we want people to sit at home for a month, $1 trillion into the households. Not 1,000 per person, not 2,000, 5,000 per person.
Yeah.
You want 2 months, another trillion, another 5,000.
Yeah.
You keep doing it till it's solved. Because the only way to really solve the virus is you test all 350 million people in the U.S., then whoever's tested positive gets quarantined. Whoever isn't is allowed to go do this. We're not going to do that.
No.
So if you want people to sit at home, pay them.
Yeah.
100%.
My price went up.
Yeah. You want me to sit at home? It's expensive.
Yeah, it's not going to be $5,000 a month.
Okay. What are some other points we should talk about? So New York is, we talked about it briefly, but New York's fucked.
Yeah, our friend's a surgeon in New York City, and he was asking, do you have connections to masks? We need to get we are short in our hospital for
Jeez.
masks. So I think New York City is reached that tipping point that everyone's afraid of.
Yep.
And the reality is that's New York though, right? There's so many people
Yeah.
on top of each other, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Like the virus is just going to spread there. They don't have the medical resources. And in fact, like I was making fun of all the people that went to the Hamptons. They probably did the city a favor.
Oh, for sure they did.
And the problem is the people of the Hamptons are pissed off. There's an article in the New York Post.
The locals?
The locals said there's groceries are gone. Nothing is available. Hospitals are filled with people who flew their private jet or took their boat down to get there.
Yeah.
And now they're taking up all the resources. And one of the locals said, we should blow up the bridge and not let anyone in. And it's funny is that we've been talking about when that revolution is coming, and the Hamptons seems like a great place to start this revolution, because that is the epitome of inequality.
I agree. But also, why the fuck what do you expect when you live in the Hamptons? Doesn't that happen every summer? Isn't it every summer all
But
the
I guess
alcohol's
they
gone?
get a profit off of it. Now
Yeah.
they're not profiting.
Yeah, so now you don't like it.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
What's
I
the
agree.
what's the hot spot? The day drinking spot in Hamptons?
Surf Lodge.
Yeah.
And Montauk.
It's like, they're not popping out over
Yeah.
there, so they don't.
It's worst case because you don't get the spending like that. You just get your grocery stores cleared.
Yeah.
And your
your
doctor's
hospitals.
taken.
Inconvenience, yeah.
Okay, well, see you later, New York. I mean, it was all LA was already having a good run, and I
Yeah.
think this is really going to separate.
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I
LA
don't think Jay-Z and Beyonce are going back to New York anytime
No.
soon.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a lot of outrage about rich and powerful people getting all these tests. Do we want to talk about that at all? I mean, the thing that I think is the craziest is like LeBron, Drake, all these people are just getting tested like
Left and right.
just to test you.
Yeah.
Like, how many people at LeBron's house had to get tested?
All of them.
All
There's
of
like
them.
50 people.
Everyone. I want to say too, and I think what I'll probably do, because we're in this different setup, is just record a phone call with Dr. Jeff for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And
and
just
just
ask him
go.
questions, then we'll air it.
Cool.
Because he gave me a lot of really good info. But one of the things he said is like, look, tests are completely pointless. If you are dying and you need to go to the hospital and you can't breathe, go to the hospital.
Yeah.
If not, and you're sick, don't hang out with anyone.
Yeah.
That's the way to handle this. A test isn't going to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
If you have a minor case and you get tested and it says you have it, nothing changes. There's no treatment.
I think where the wealth inequality is starting is obviously starts with the test, but when there's panic, everyone wants to get tested. 2, these people are now trying to reserve hospital beds. So if you're a billionaire, you've obviously been writing your checks to your local hospital. You got wings named after you.
Yep.
So now it's like, how do you guarantee you and your family a bed? God forbid you get sick.
Yep. Agreed.
Here's my thing. If you've been donating money, I'm kind of okay with it.
I am too.
I'm okay with that.
I'm good at UCLA.
Listen, there's a part
Thanks
of
to
me.
everyone who donated.
Honestly, good. Damn it, man. We should have got in on the GoFundMe. We should have put our names.
If I have to go, I'm going there. I'm like, yo,
I
I
have
was part
some
of that.
juice there now, so
Yeah.
don't worry.
So
I'm going to
then-
take the recording and be like, look, I said it.
yeah. And then I think the other thing that billionaires are trying to circumvent are actually ventilators. So ventilators aren't sold to individuals.
Mhm.
None of the ventilator companies will sell it to individuals. They only sell it to doctors and hospitals and whatever.
Yep.
So their billionaires are like, all right, so how many do I have to buy so that
Yeah, I'm a doctor now.
yeah.
I'll take 50. Who cares?
Who cares? If it's $10 million, you'll just be like, all right, whatever. Give it
I have a controversial thought that I'm probably going to get roasted for in my DMs.
Oh, I love it.
Is like, there's a part of the rich and powerful thing getting taken care of first that I understand. I mean, it's like, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm saying that is how the world works.
Yes.
If you can afford to donate to hospitals and stuff like that, you're going to get taken care of first. You're part of the reason why those hospitals are able to exist.
Yeah.
If you're LeBron James, you're going to get tested first. Your life is very valuable. You create a lot I entertainment and money for
Yeah,
people.
LeBron James is $1 billion enterprise.
Well, yeah. So I
Yeah.
saw a
So
lot
he
of
should
people
be
say,
tested before.
Yeah, like I have a little trouble. Like I guess what I'm saying is, once again, I always try to be careful of whenever we enter into fairy tale land about how things should be.
yeah.
And it's like, of course, the people that are donating money and that are providing so much value for people are going to get looked out for first.
Yeah,
It's the
and-
way the world
Yeah,
works.
it's this. The best way to think about life is boarding a commercial aircraft. If you're rich,
Yeah.
you board first. You don't deal with lines.
Yep.
You go in and you sit.
You have a
in your
lot
big
of
ass-
lot of room at the top.
Yeah,
you-
a lot of room in the baggage.
a lot of
yeah.
room. Everyone's nice to you,
They're serving you alcohol.
and serving you alcohol right away, and you have a lay flat. And if you're not rich, you get treated like shit. You get put in the back of the bus, and the flight attendants mean to you. That's life.
This is
But
why.
here's the beautiful thing about that. That is the reason why people work hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because every time you walk past that first class, you're fucking pissed. Because you're going to the back to get shit on in your middle seat next to two fat dudes
Yeah.
by the fucking waitress. And that's why you start a business, and that's why you contribute
Yeah, and that's
to society.
why you want your kids to go to Stanford, because
Yes.
it is.
And you'll pay whatever the check is to get them in.
Yes.
There'll be a lacrosse
You'll put them
player.
on whatever
Whatever
fake
that-
lacrosse team.
Dom's on the
You've seen him run. He could be a track guy.
Look at all these
But that-
sports
isn't that-
out here.
Isn't
This
that
is
kind
great.
of what keeps the world moving? Like, if everyone got treated the same,
Yeah.
no one would try.
Yeah.
So isn't that kind of
Well,
like...
that's socialism. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
some
The Bernie
people
Bros
have.
want.
But that doesn't work. It's never worked in history.
No,
No.
it doesn't work. It eventually collapses.
So I think, in a way, we should use the fact that all these people are getting treated and taken care of first as motivation. So
Yeah.
the next time it comes around, we have ventilators, private doctors, and
Yeah.
fucking whatever.
Yeah, like are people that stupid? Like if Tom Hanks gets sick, he's not lining up at urgent care on La Cienega. A
He's
doctor's
not?
coming to his house.
What?
No, I'm just saying, like people that stupid.
I know. And also, I hated that people were using him as like a guideline. Like, okay, if Tom is fine, he's older. If he's fine, we'll all be fine. No one's going to let Tom Hanks die.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
Yeah.
So that's not a good reference point.
I'll give you an interesting piece of karma. Senator Rand Paul, who voted against the coronavirus bill,
Yep.
he got it.
No.
Yeah,
I hope he
tested
gets the bad
positive
one.
this morning.
I hope he gets the bad one. I don't want him to die, but I hope he really. I want him on a ventilator.
How about Rudy Gobert? Just now said, just to give you guys an update. He's for reference, first NBA player who tested positive.
Yep.
He has loss of smell and taste. Hasn't been able to smell anything for the last 4 days. Anyone experiencing the same thing?
I can barely smell anything.
Yeah, whatever, man. You don't need that. As long as you can shoot a basketball. You're
Yeah, I
fine.
mean, I'd gladly, if my only out of this is I lose a little sense of smell.
I mean, you know how much easier it'd be to eat healthy if you couldn't smell or taste?
Ugh.
I'd
yeah,
be walking
they
into public
just eat
restrooms
veggies
left and
and stuff.
right.
Yeah, whatever.
I'd walk into public restrooms left and right if I didn't have no sense of smell.
Of course.
Just you might not contract corona, you'll contract some other shit.
That's for sure. Hepatitis. Also, they're extending the tax deadline to July 15th. I personally think they're going to have to extend it even more.
And so this is before they were just saying you need to file still on April 15th and then you could pay later. Now they've officially extended filing and paying till July.
I think 2020, no taxes.
No
Yes.
capital gains.
No capital
No
gains.
capital gains.
Yeah.
No income tax, no taxes.
Yeah, that's a stimulus.
It's great.
The problem is most of the people that need money get refunds anyways, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
It's true. Another rich helping the rich. No long-term capital gains tax, please.
Just for this year.
Yeah.
Let us day trade and make a lot of money and then not pay tax on
Oh
it.
man. Okay. Okay. How about some ads? You guys down?
I mean,
Does anyone have money out there? Have they even been putting ads in this spot?
No.
I think the ads are done.
Okay, this podcast is brought to you by
Think
Young and
Jinx.
Reckless. You know, a bonus for Think Jinx.
Yeah.
Hit them up, get our conversion numbers up.
Yeah.
Young and Reckless got a lot of great sales going on. What do you got going on?
A Menlo Club. We could sign up for the Menlo Club this month for only $20. I call it the recession special.
Wow. What a deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. You got that. Young and Reckless were, like I said, lots of sales, hoodies, denim, all sorts of stuff. So far, business has been good. I think
Yeah.
people are seeing the opportunity to get a discount, and they're doing it. Now, I am worried longer term if this gets like super real and
Yeah.
you just don't have money to buy that hot new orange hoodie you wanted.
Yeah. It gets ugly quick.
But so far, it's been okay.
Yep.
Retail,
managing.
though, is obviously completely
Retail,
gone.
restaurants, hospitality is zero.
Zero. Like literally zero. That's
Yeah, it's not like down 10%. It's down 100%.
Yeah. That's what's crazy about us is like, retail is a part of Young and Reckless's business, and it's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just literally gone.
foreseeable future.
So trying to make up for it in e-com, but I can't imagine if your entire life's work is retail.
Yeah. Like take a Zara and H&M. These are tens of billions of dollars in revenue just gone.
But think about the person that works really, really hard and has 5 stores in LA and New York and has dedicated their life and works so hard. Because it's really hard to keep that alive.
Actually, Bernard, who listens to the pod, he has a socks, 5? I think he has 5 locations.
He's 5? I think he has a couple. Maybe 5.
Yeah, 4.
That's who I feel the worst for. I think Zara and them, they're going to be fine. They're going to find a way. If they don't, they're billionaires.
Yeah.
It's the small business.
It's the Bernards. And it's also like I even feel worse than the person who just maintained that little mom and pop. Like that's cool, but like the person who really grinded their fucking life away
Yeah.
to open up 5 stores and maintain them,
Like a
and
dry
it's just
cleaner.
getting wiped out.
They're
Think-
still
think
open,
of-
right? Dry cleaners? I see them open.
Who's getting dry cleaned?
Yeah, you
Dry
gotta-
clean
you're
your
not going
pajamas for the
anywhere.
next day.
Getting anything dry cleaned.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's our ads.
Now I hope the dry cleaners are actually drug fronts and they're fine.
I think a lot are. A lot you'll see open right back up with new redecoration.
Those mattress stores are going to pop right back open.
Yeah. There's a lot of businesses that will oddly not be affected. Okay. How about a little bit of lighthearted content? Let's talk about the big dick guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I mean,
So we have some bad news.
we do have some bad news, but let me say the good news first. Good news is we talked about this guy. I'm sure you've all seen it. He's been involved in the spam text where it says, "Oh my God, warning message, warning message." You click the link and it's a
biggest schlong.
large black man with a even larger penis.
Yeah.
Most famous guy in the world right now. Definitely most famous dick. I don't think, maybe in history, there might not have been a dick more recognizable.
I think Ray J could make an argument, but
Ray J could make an argument.
He could make an argument, but
yeah.
he's not here to make that argument.
right.
Good call.
We
Good call.
can get him on though.
Okay, so that's the good news. The good news is, people like D Nice, people are really having big moments in these times. The bad news is
He died.
he's been dead.
2016, he died.
Rest in peace, man. At least you left a great legacy.
Yeah, great. And the person that took the picture in 2009, his name's Walter Smith. He owned a company called Pantheon Productions. Says, I don't mind that people are using the image. I have no problem with that. But it would be nice if any money that was generated, I'd like to connect them to the family so that they get the money during these hard times.
Imagine if your dad, years after death, you're struggling, you're worried about where your next meal is going to come from. Your life gets saved from your dad's amazing
Penis.
penis. And you're like, damn it, man. I mean, dad's huge dick is really
Paying off.
got us through this.
It's got to be a sense of pride in that.
You know,
I
as
mean,
a
yeah.
man of any house, you always want to have a big dick.
I mean, imagine, you always want to, like, you know how everyone talks about, like, yeah, like big dick energy and blah, blah. Imagine if literally your dick saved the next generation's life.
Yeah.
After death, what did
Yeah.
I leave behind? A dick pic that looked out for my whole family.
It's like if you have any text thread, he's just nonstop.
All
Every
day.
single damn text thread.
Yeah. I don't open anything anymore. If you send me a link, I'm not clicking it.
I'm not even getting the link anymore. I'm just getting the dick pic.
Yeah.
That's all I'm getting. They stop
get
the
to the
links.
point.
It's
I
like
would
dick.
love someone at Apple or Facebook and saying this picture was sent 600 billion times.
It's the most shared picture
Ever.
of all time.
ever.
I agree. Okay. Well, there's some bright news. You
Okay.
know? You want to talk about Emirates? Emirates is canceling a shit ton of flights.
I think all of them.
All of them? Yeah. And their Emirates is most known for their long distance.
So they're the biggest airline in the world.
Yeah.
I think they go to like 150 countries or some crazy number. And they basically, if you like Dubai on a map is effectively the center of the world, so it can connect to any country quicker than anywhere else in the world.
Yep.
At scale, and they're ceasing operations. So
March 25th, they said they'll keep cargo, keep going as necessary, and the rest
but
is
passenger flights stop March 25th.
yeah.
I'm surprised they're even still going.
Here's
Well,
my
they want to
question.
suck out as much as they can.
Yeah. Here's my question. What year do the airlines revenue, like as a whole, airlines, the whatever category,
Mhm.
surpass?
2019.
Yeah.
5 years. Yeah, I'd say 5
Wait, you
years.
said peak, like call it 2018, because obviously, or
We'll say
19. Sorry,
19.
sorry, you're
We'll say
right.
what year does it pass 19's revenue as a market?
22. 2022. I think next year's gonna be pretty abysmal because people are still gonna be scared.
I mean, next year will be like a recession.
I think minimum 5. I think it could be 8.
Yeah, I say 5 years. I think it's not just money. It's also like, think about like, if I'll give you an example. Let's say, how many people do you think actually get sick from this virus? Millions of people, right? Who actually have symptoms. Those millions of people are going to, unless you're just like Clearwater Beach, Florida, screw it, I don't care. But if you're like 20, 30 something year old and you were deathly ill for a week, your habits are going to change the most drastically.
Yep.
Because you got it and you felt what it was like to get it, and you're just like,
I would like to think you're right, but I think people are just gonna forget.
I wonder, because I also think that there's an older generation, there's like 50 plus, that this might you just might not travel the same amount that you would have for the rest of your life. You know, because you're already kind of, like, I think the young people, the Instagram people, the people we know, they're going to go right back to traveling.
Yeah.
People just love traveling. It's not going to go away. But I do think there's like a generation of people that like just don't take that trip because they
What's the risk?
change their
Yeah.
behavior so much.
I
You
agree.
know, we're 1 week in.
Yeah.
This is insane. The fact that it was Monday that I told my office you can work from home if you feel unsafe. That was 6 days ago.
yeah.
And then Carcetti said, "Sit your ass at home." 3
I
days
mean,
later.
literally on Friday, I was at the office in the morning. There was like 4 of us. And then we were like, are we coming in next week? And, you know, we still have some work to do. So we'll say, we'll come in one day, knock everything out, and then everyone can work from home.
I'll be the only one in the office.
I'll tell you what, work from home, I want to ask you guys this question. So far, what work from home has taught me is some people can handle it, and some people are just those type of people, self-starters, self-managers, and also just understand the technology of it all. Some people might as well just be paying to be your friend.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think those people should get a warehouse job. Walmart is hiring 150,000 people. Amazon's hiring 100,000 people.
And they're giving like bonuses and hiring the minimum wage.
Yes, and
So go do that.
I think there's a lot of you out there that are not self-starters.
Yeah.
That suck at working at home, and
I think that's the vast majority. I think
It is the majority.
the work from home is not working.
Yep.
For almost everyone.
What has your opinion changed? Because you were 6 months ago, you were like, listen, I'm just fucking telling you, everyone's working from home.
they are.
Yeah.
No, but
Goddamn.
you're Nostradamus, man. I mean, like, has
So
your
no,
opinion,
I
like,
think it needs to be integrated as part of work, but not 5 days a week.
Yep.
And I think you can stagger employees from certain days. For virus free, I think work from home should be implemented, but within reason, not what we're doing now. I mean, what's happening now is nothing's going on.
Yep. I'll tell you what I want to do right now. It's 1 week in, so this could dramatically change. I want to get a significantly smaller office space. The people whose jobs have to be their production, design, people who have to interact and measure things and be there physically are there. People who aren't, and your office bill is a fraction, an eighth of what it is now.
Yeah.
So a few
Yep.
things have happened since we've been as business people over now 20 years, whatever the number is. And I think 20 years ago, 15 years ago, you actually had to be in the office to accomplish things, and things just took longer.
Yep.
Like email wasn't as fast. You couldn't communicate with people as quickly. You were sitting and waiting for answers, whereas now you can get them right away. I think the actual idea of people working 8 hours is now flawed. Like you had to work 8 hours 15 years ago to
Even
probably do
accomplish,
3
yeah.
hours of productivity now. And that's what the challenge is. But unfortunately, you can't pay people for the 3 hours, which is really what they should be paid for.
Yeah, I think like this whole thing is exposing a big gap in people. And once again, at the risk of sounding heartless, the people most at risk here are unhealthy people,
Yeah.
lazy people,
Dummies.
not self-started people who need someone to tell them what to do every day.
And not having a differentiated skill.
Yep.
If you're a commoditized skill, you can.
And yes, I agree. And
Yeah.
that I would say I agree totally. And that's even on the higher level. I'm realizing in 1 week how valuable it is for someone to simply be able to do what they're told without having to tell them twice or check up on them.
That's impossible.
That's a rare amount of people. And I'm saying your skill doesn't even have to be incredible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just being able to say at the beginning of the week, here's what we need finished by the end of the week, and that is done, and you can count on that, is a very low amount of people.
It's sad.
If
how-
you solve that, you'll be a billionaire.
yeah.
I'll never solve it. Corona's solving it.
I've given up
If
that
you as
fight.
a CEO can tell people on Monday and it's done by
Oh, yeah,
Friday,
no.
you're going to be the most successful entrepreneur of all time.
Yeah, exactly. No chance. But that's what I'm realizing is so dramatically the case.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to talk about stocks that senators got rid of?
Yeah, this is probably to me the biggest lock them up.
Yep.
As part of podcasting outside, it looks like we might be getting rain now.
A little drizzle.
So we'll wrap it up quickly.
Yeah.
There are a handful of senators after a Senate intelligence meeting dumped all their stocks, knowing the world was going to crater. You're talking very senior, very well-informed people worth millions of dollars dumped all their stocks.
Senators shouldn't even be able to have, like government people shouldn't be able to have stocks.
No, it's insane. And people say, "Oh, this is just, this isn't about money." Everything is about money. There's nothing that's not about money. So, you take some of these people, they sold millions of dollars of stock weeks before we all knew the world was falling apart. That's just unfair.
Yeah.
And they need to be all locked up.
Yeah.
All of them need to be locked up. It's insane. It's just this is the peak of inequality that's being exposed.
Yeah, they're trading on non-public information, being at a fucking intelligence meeting.
I mean, let me just say this.
The
There's
chairman
another,
of the Senate Intelligence Committee sold 1.72
Yeah, he
million.
was my loser last week.
Richard
remember?
Burr.
Richard
Oh, yeah.
Burr.
And then you're talking about all these other senators on that committee dumped their stock because they knew. And while the American people suffered and got burned to the ground. Dude, this criminal.
You got to
they should
do
be-
it the legal way, which is what the Treasury secretaries do. Is they own a bunch of public stock and they're forced to sell it in the most tax-advantaged way before they take their post.
Yeah.
all
If
I'm
you're gonna
saying
cheat, do it legally. There's
there's
so
a-
many legal ways to cheat.
Yeah. If
You know
there's-
what? Even if you just bought the ultra short index on the whole market, you would have been fine because no one would have noticed that.
Well, they're too stupid. Do you
Yeah.
think they know what the ultra short index is? Richard Burr does not know what the ultra short index
I didn't know what it is either until he told me. It turned out pretty well.
my prediction is also this: if there's not some sort of even slightly dramatic uprising or revolt in this era, in this age, right now, there won't be.
Yeah.
Because the amount of unfairness that's happening and going to happen once again, we're 1 week in, is going to be insane. And the
Yeah.
amount of businesses that are going to go out of business while other people are protected and the amount of blah, blah, blah. If it doesn't happen now, it never happens.
Yeah. It's
Have you gotten the pulse of Ohio? How they feel about this?
Well, this is from my parents, which I don't want to say is Ohio.
So I actually want to. I'd like to hear young people's perspective.
Yeah, I
Because
can
your
get it.
parents are smart and educated and they know what's going on.
I'll get it. I'll
I
call my
want
little
like
cousin.
the young, naive, not really doing much homework.
yeah.
What they think of Corona.
I'm gonna do some.
I can get
the
my hands on
Times-
that really quickly.
I'm gonna do
That shouldn't
some.
be hard.
I'm gonna do some of the Times Daily style reporting and see if it works. I'm gonna call Dr. Jeff, record it, and I'm gonna call my little cousin who's like 19, and gonna record it.
Yeah.
And
Those will be good.
and see if it's worth using. I'm curious. In my opinion, it seems like they feel. Okay, in Ohio, it feels like there's this like less of a less close to the people actually making these decisions. Like out here, it feels like you know that no one knows what the fuck they're doing, and everyone's just going for it. In Ohio, you kind of just listen, because it's just what they said up in the government. So it feels like there's like this imposed quarantine and people are staying at home. It's not on full lockdown like it is here, but definitely stay home. Definitely don't go in large groups. Stores are definitely closed.
But are the bars open like in Dayton?
Bars aren't open.
Really?
Yeah.
Bars are closed everywhere.
But there's not a lockdown like this. But I also don't think as many people have it.
Right.
Because it's so spread out. But I think they're just following the rules. And I think that all of the local mayors and stuff are following the lead of what LA and San Francisco and New York are doing. So they're implementing these things. But like, I don't know. I haven't heard from any of them that they know anyone who has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what I struggle with, the young person who already feels that they're not participating in the economy, that the deck is stacked against them.
Yeah.
Why would they trust the government on this?
I think they just accept
Because
the
it's
fact.
fear of the virus?
No, I think you just you look at yourself as so below the people making decisions that you don't question it. It's just life sucks for us. Like, of course this happened. This is how it is. Like, you don't think like, wait a minute, do we really have to be following this? Like, what are really the cases? You just kind of like, all right,
Yeah.
things are tough right now. Everyone's feeling it. Those sort of words.
Yeah.
But we'll find out. I could be kind of wrong. That's from talking to my parents. My parents are like, fuck it, we'll stay inside because nothing's open anyway. And I understand that we have to, but they don't know anyone who has it.
And by the way, it's your parents, it's my parents. They're the ones, unfortunately, need to stay home.
Yeah.
They just need to stay home for the next
sure.
year until the vaccine comes.
Yep.
Vaccine comes, go take a cruise. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, whatever.
But you
My
gotta
dad
wait
was
here.
not happy that we bashed cruise lines because my dad loves a good cruise.
You know what's funny is that
Our parents wanted to go
our
on a
parents
my
cruise.
dad
wanted
was
to
like,
go on
listen, you're
2
being
weeks ago.
unfair.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Our parents 2 weeks ago, I don't think, had they even been on a cruise?
Didn't they do
Yeah,
Alaska?
Okay, maybe they did Alaska, yeah. They had planned a cruise with their friends and this, and up until like a week before, they were considering it.
I think you get to an age where, like, I don't know. I feel like you get to an age where you start kind of eating different. You get to an age where you start worrying about, like, how am I saving money long term? You also just get to an age where cruises get really appetizing.
I think I was trying to think why, and I think it's because the cruise line, I've never been on a cruise, but everything's solved. You know where to get your food.
Yeah.
You know where to get everything. There's no, like, you don't really need
When
to.
you're like 80, you're not trying to think. You just want to like,
You
oh,
don't
there's
do
slot
shit.
the food.
You say, all I got to do is make it to Orlando and get on this boat.
and now
you have
unlimited food, drink.
food, tropical location. I can get off in the
Music.
Caribbean and get my hair braided like the kids are doing.
Go
This
gambling.
is incredible.
Go-
I don't know how much cruises are, but I know they're not as expensive as trying to figure that all out yourself.
Yeah.
It's like an all-inclusive resort. Like, as you
Yeah.
get older, you love all-inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing is you hop on a fucking boat and they do the rest for you.
I don't mind all inclusive either. It's kind of nice.
I just want to be on
You're going to
land.
be a cruise guy, I think. at
As
80.
long as I'm on land, I don't mind all inclusive.
Yeah.
Being in open waters, not my
Yeah.
cup of tea.
Yeah, because that virus is inclusive also. Okay. Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
It's starting to rain.
I feel like
Millennial
millennial.
Word Monday.
Yeah.
All right, so this is an acronym. We're gonna start with Anand. TIL is an acronym. What does it stand for? It's used very popularly on Twitter and Reddit.
TIL.
And I could use it in a sentence for you guys because you guys
Sure.
all look pretty stumped.
I'm stumped. I'm not a Twitter or Reddit guy.
I'm a Twitter guy. I don't know it.
TIL, how dangerous coronavirus is.
Truth.
Do you have any guesses?
Truth.
Pete, you got a guess? You're a millennial.
No, I don't know this one. This one's stumping me.
I have no idea.
So if something starts with TIL, capital TIL, that means today I learned.
Okay.
Fuck.
So
Well,
if you ever
today I learned TIL.
Yeah, TIL.
yeah, so
TIL.
TIL. So if you see that online, TIL, that means today I learned. And people will say like today TIL, like whoever that old musician or something you were showing us before, we'd say like a millennial would say TIL who Elton John is, or TIL who
TIL, who
whatever.
Tupac is.
TIL, yeah, Tupac is exactly.
Do
So
young people
millennials
know
like saying
Tupac
that.
or no?
Yeah.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
I mean, you live in LA, bro. You should know.
Okay, well, yeah, shit. We got us all on that one.
Good. That was a good one.
And the last piece of big news is Republicans and Democrats are now arguing over what the stimulus bill is. Mitch McConnell came out and said there was this $1.6 trillion bill, and Pelosi said, no chance, we're not even close.
She wants more?
Just, they're not agreeing. They're supposed to talk about it today, Sunday.
I love all the, like, it's something like this that's really going to bring us all together and realize that
Yeah.
we have one common mission.
Yeah,
No.
right.
No,
Bullshit.
this will divide us even further.
I agree. Okay, well, on that depressing note, everyone keep your head up. If you go by our predictions, you got about 2 more weeks of this thing, and then it's fuck the government. One way or another, things always tend to work out. So we will keep you completely up to date until one of us gets corona. D had a near miss.
Yep.
And really, even if one of us gets corona, the other 2 will do it. So until 2 of us get corona.
Yeah.
And then it's mine and Pete's time to shine. We're waiting.
So really, no matter what, group chat will be on.
We have a good age range. We can't all die.
You know what? I'd like you to figure out,
that's
Pete.
true.
Because I know we're not going to all be together all the time, but if we can properly figure out long distance potting, and I think Zoom might be the answer to that, we should do that. Because even if we do 20 minutes on some days when something interesting happens, that'd be good.
Also, to any of our listeners, DM the group chat page. I'm sure some of you are pretty savvy with this shit.
Yeah.
I've heard people do it where it sounds like you're in the studio.
Yeah. So let's figure it out. Let's make that our this week's initiative.
Yeah, I think mainly we'd have to get you guys mics.
That's easy.
We just each take one of these home.
Yeah.
Well, right.
We have mics.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Just trying to
right.
connect all of that.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, guys, let me just say this. We're at the end of the episode. I'm guessing it was a long one. We don't have our clock. But if you listen this far, it means you like us. You get some value out of this thing. In these tough times, in all seriousness, just tell people about the pod.
Yeah.
Tell them to listen. Everyone's stuck at home. And the one thing that we could use more than anything from you guys isn't your money, isn't a donation. It's just letting people know that they should download group chat and give it a listen. We're confident that once they get here, they'll like it.
Absolutely.
And we're on YouTube.
And we're also on YouTube.
Yeah, we
So I
need
know
our
a lot of you
listeners
are-
to exponentially grow during Corona.
I mean,
that's
come
that's the
I
silver
want to grow
lining.
like a virus.
Yeah,
Some of those
grow like
charts, that's what I want to
How
see.
do we
our
start
downloads.
infecting people with group chat?
Yeah.
No, for real. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good week.